Hello everyone, my name is Zhao, and the film I will be presenting today is The Tiger, an old hunter's tale directed by Park Hoon-jung. The film is about a once legendary hunter, Manduk, who raises his son Soki alone in Japanese-occupied Korea. Haunted by the events of his past, Manduk raises his son to be anything but a hunter, having become an herb gatherer himself and tossing aside his hunting rifle. When a Japanese general orders a widespread hunt for the last tiger in Korea, known infamously to the locals as the Mountain Lord, Soki becomes infatuated by the idea of killing the tiger to earn a bounty that would convince the father of a girl he loves to allow them to marry. Manduk naturally forbids his son from taking part in the hunt, but Soki goes off into the mountains with a band of hunters and Japanese soldiers to kill the Mountain Lord, who has evaded capture and killed many soldiers on more than one occasion. When Soki dies in the unsuccessful hunt, the tiger brings back the body to Manduk's hut and returns to the forest to kill the Japanese soldiers who are burning it down to capture him. When the tiger is near death from his wounds, he comes to a grieving Manduk to make it known that he would like to die by the old hunter's hand. The Tiger and Old Hunter's Tale won a total of 7 awards in 2016, winning in categories for Best Director, Special Jury Prize, and Grand Prize in the 36th Korea Gold Awards Festival, Best Visual Effects in the 21st True Film Awards Festival, and 53rd Grand Bell Awards Festival, and finally, Best Film and Director in the Golden Cinematography Awards Festival. The film was nominated for 8 other awards. It grossed a total of 9.3 million USD, amassing an impressive 2.67 million upon its second weekend of release. The film currently holds a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. James Mudge from EasternKicks.com calling the film a winning marriage of the breathtakingly grand and the quietly philosophical. Starring in the film are several faces familiar to the Korean film industry. Choi Min-sik plays Manduk, the legendary hunter, and is known for his work in Old Boy, I Saw the Devil, Lucy, and The Admiral, Roaring Currents. Sung Yoo-bin plays Soki, Manduk's son, and is known for playing parts in films like The Battle, Roar to Victory, My Way, and Along with the Gods, The Two Worlds. Kim Sung-ho plays Chilgu, a friend of Manduk's and a hunter pursuing the tiger. The actor has played parts in a variety of films, television series, and even transitioning into Netflix series like The Kingdom and Sweet Home. He has won awards for Best Supporting Actor in films like The Happy Life and My Husband Got a Family. The film revolves around an animated non-human character who ends up being in conflict with the other protagonists of the film, Manduk. This aspect of the film mirrors some qualities of the 2006 production The Host, directed by Bong Joon-ho, but only in that the creature in which the movie is centered around is the only animated character. Other than that, the differences are many, mainly having to do with the creature's motivations and sentimentality, or lack thereof in the case of the host creature, who kills to sustain itself, whereas the tiger kills to protect the forest, himself, and to avenge the deaths of his mate and cubs. The film is set in the year 1925, when the entirety of Korea was occupied and ruled by the Empire of Japan. The events of the film take place near and on Mount Jirisan, an historically and culturally significant site where many of Korea's folktales and revered Buddhist temples are based in. During the Japanese occupation, the Korean people were subjected to great cruelty, as imperialist Japan slaughtered hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Koreans, and tortured and experimented on thousands of others. This naturally brought about the formation of many Korean-led opposition groups, both violent and non-violent, that sought to drive out the Japanese and reclaim Korea's sovereignty. My interpretation of the film's symbolism is that the tiger represents the spirit of the Korean people. I say this because the Japanese general who orders the hunt for the Mountain Lord notes how revered the tiger is to the people, and how important it is that the tiger dies so that the people's spirits become diminished, allowing for a smoother Japanese occupation of Korea. There is also the case of the Korean officer who serves the Japanese general, Officer Ryu, who despises the fact that he is a native Korean and pursues the tiger to prove his loyalty to the Japanese. This could be interpreted as Ryu seeking to abandon or betray his Korean identity, which is represented through the tiger. The nationalistic nature of the film is conveyed through the qualities of the Mountain Lord. His strength is shown through how he effortlessly tears Japanese soldiers apart, and despite there being bullets directly fired at him, he charges into the soldiers head-on. His bravery is shown through how he takes on hordes of Japanese soldiers, armed with guns and explosives. His cunning is shown through how he evades booby traps and hunters hidden in the forest and stealthily kills the Japanese soldiers. His resilience is shown through how, despite being mortally wounded, the Mountain Lord challenges Manduk to a final showdown on the top of Mount Jirisan. His guardianship is shown through how he protects a dying Saki from scavenging wolves, and licks Saki's face to comfort him as he passes. His compassion is shown through how he mourns the deaths of his maiden cubs. He fights Korean and Japanese soldiers alike tirelessly to retrieve the bodies of his cubs, knowing they are being used as traps, and when he is finally reunited with them, guards over them in his den until he finally leaves them to rest as he prepares to fight the Japanese for the last time. These qualities of the tiger can be ascribed to the identity of the Korean people, and perhaps serves as a source of inspiration. For example, even as the tiger is tearing through soldiers, heroic music is being played in the background rather than anything that would indicate that a slaughter is taking place. Manduk and the Mountain Lord are similar in that their actions stem from the love for their families and the love for their home. The Mountain Lord is first introduced in the film when he discovers that his mate and cubs have been killed. The Japanese are also burning the surrounding forest in order to flesh out the tiger. These events serve as a backdrop for the slaughter of the Japanese soldiers and Korean hunters, providing an explanation for why the tiger is killing. Manduk initially refuses to take part in the hunt in order to shield his son from the threat that the tiger poses, but also out of some religious respect for the Mountain Lord and the surrounding area. The similarities that the characters share reveal how both serve as the protagonists of the film and exude qualities of a nationalistic hero that audiences can admire. Alright guys, this is just my bibliography for the images and clips used in the presentation. Thank you so much for watching.